Welcome back, everyone, to another Company Fierce 2 replay cast, and this time we're gonna have a 1v1 sent in by, of course, the glorious Greek Sakis Mondeo, who never plays anything other than USF and is now playing the Soviets. It's apparently an amazing game, and usually when his games are amazing, they're at least funny. Let's just say that. And yeah, Kolodny Firma Winter versus Eisenfaust as the OKW. Let's just speed this up because I have no intention of sitting here waiting for these people to queue up their orders on their capping. Okay, so we have tier 1, of course, from the Soviets. Interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll see maybe some sniper action, even though, you know, the sniper did get a bit of a breakup, but hey, Penals are coming, and yeah, I mean, Penals are always pretty good. Double Stern Pioneer plus Kübelwagen from Eisenfaust. That's, on this map, not the best idea in my opinion. But just because this map, you know, usually has more long-range engagements. But the Double Stern Pioneer, I can see why he would do that, especially against a Soviet player. It might get countered by the Penals, who do have quite a bit of damage with their SPTs. And the first engagement is definitely going to go bad for these engineers who have to escape out of there as quickly as possible, unless they want the Stern Pioneers to kill them, which they don't want, and so they're just going to have to escape. Conscripts just building up some sandbags, and they might use these sandbags to win against the Sternpaus, but oh no. Oops, Stern Pioneers are going to close in, and the conscripts are caught repositioning, so this is pretty bad for them. And yeah, they're taking damage. The Stern Pioneers should probably get a little bit closer to the conscripts so that they can, they can ignore the cover provided by those sandbags and just massacre them at very close range. Oh well, conscripts actually dropped 2 Sturms. Will they be able to? Yes, they will. Good for them. Good for them. Good for them, comrade. Or rather, yeah, sehr gut for them, because it's the Stern Pioneers, and the Stern Pioneers are doing pretty well. I mean, these things are pretty strong in the early game, so it was to be expected that they'd do well. And yeah, right about now, Sakis Mondeo is going to be pushed back to his base. He's trying to just gather up some forces to get some capping. He's going to get the cutoff point up here in the north. That's a good move. And then recapture his fuel point to the south, thus denying the enemy fuel. At the same time, he gets his own back under the control. And yeah, well, I mean, these poor Penals are going to have to run away because they don't want to die. But they did at least get some harassment down on the Germans. Also, some mines are coming down for him. That's a pretty good choice, but yeah, the Kübelwagen is kind of dominating the north side of the map, and the southern side is still contested. So, despite the well, good play by Sakis Mondeo, the Germans still have the advantage. And now we have the sniper on the field for Sakis Mondeo. Oh, the enemy is taking what we have secured. Mine. The sniper against the OKW with a Kübelwagen is an interesting choice, because the Kübelwagen is going to be very effective against the sniper, and it does not matter that he has a very, very white coat in the snow. If the Kübelwagen sees him, he's going to be in trouble. And he's going to start to fire away at those German troops, but, I mean, you know, slightly higher rate of fire, and yeah, that's gonna help him deal some damage to Volksgrenadiers, but it's still Volksgrenadiers, you know? Yeah, he's really killing them, but again, it's still Volksgrenadiers. Not that expensive to reinforce. 28 apiece, I believe, because, you know, they're 280, so they're trying. Oh, they're 250. Sorry, so it's 25. Yeah, 25 apiece. Still stuck on the Company Fierce 1 mentality. Oh boy. Yeah, Kübelwagen has to be scared of this one, though. So Strafniki getting those PTRSs, and that of course decreases their anti-infantry by quite a bit. So yeah, Penals unfortunately here are not going to be as useful against the Stern Pioneers as before. He's got 2 Penal squads, one of them with PTRSs for the anti-Kübelwagen duty, and hopefully those are going to be paired up with the sniper. The sniper can provide extra anti-infantry, whereas the Penals protect them from protect him. At this point, it's only one guy. Protect him from the Kübelwagen. Oh boy. Escape? Yes. Okay, so they'll escape. Yeah, Penals and conscripts easily pushing back these folks. So securing the north side for the motherland.
Enemy forces are
Whereas the southern side is starting to see a bit of trouble. As you can see, the Germans were able to decap the cutoff point, and now they're trying to get the fuel itself. Not a bad idea from Eisenfaust, and Eisenfaust still has not gone for much in the way of teching or picked any doctrine. So he's got his options open, whereas Sigismund has picked the defensive doctrine. So defensive doctrine is going to give him the 120mm. That's a great little weapon. I think that of all these things, like, he's going to go for the 120 first. And he's got the anti-personnel mines and the Dushka. Oh, he's gone first for the Dushka. Oh, here comes a satchel charge. That will be enough. So not only he loses a Volksgränger squad somewhere, not sure how, probably up here. Yeah, I think it was these guys that died. I'm pretty sure it was those guys. And he also loses a machine gun, so now he has to rebuild a machine gun. So Eisenfaust at this point is in a bad way. As you can see, 4 infantry squads for Sigismund, plus a machine gun, plus a sniper, plus the engineers, means that there's like 7 foot units on the field for Sigismund, of which 4 are infantry, and only 4 units, of which 3 infantry for Eisenfaust, plus the Kübelwagen. Again, it means that the Soviets will have a lot more capping power, a lot more field presence, at least for the moment. So that's great for them. And, well, I guess you could say the teching and the doctrinal pick for the Soviets is a little bit better to get some map control. And that's going to give a bit of an advantage to Sigismund in the now. But again, Eisenfaust has his options more open towards the late game, so we'll see what he wants to do. If he can get out a tier 4 somewhere and protect that well, maybe he can even rush for a P4 or something and get it about, well, it would have to be like what? So 1 more minute, 1 minute and a half, okay, then it's like... Okay, so it would be around 10, 12 minutes before he can get the P4. That's very late, but maybe he can... Okay, now with 26, it would be a lot faster. And also, he's gone for the Firestorm Doctrine, so that's great if he wants to go for the Tier 4, because he gets the Flamehetzer. Flamehetzer is never a bad idea against enemy infantry after the buff. And, well, he also gets the Opel Blitz trucks and the assault packages, but I don't think he's really going for those. He's also gone for a support gun, which is, in my opinion, a bad decision, because look at what he's having to face against the Soviets. Oh no! M42 AT gun. Interesting choice. Look at what he's having to face against the Soviets. That is not a lot of things which stand still, except for the sniper and the Dushka. And with the sniper, you know, a support gun will take a little bit too long. Of course, leagues will be league gods anyway, so they are useful just overall. However, you know, they're more useful when the enemy things generally stand still. Now, this is also going to push Sigismund into the 120mm mortar, despite the fact that he's 210 fuel, which is a massive amount. As the Soviets, especially when you have the fuel advantage, you should really try to push with that fuel advantage and put up as much pressure in the early game as you can. Saving up the fuel for the late game to keep your options open might not be the best idea ever, because... Oh, damn, that was effective. And he gets finished off by a burst of flame. Also, it looks like there will be a Schwerpanzer going up by Eisenfaust over here, but as you saw, it was not spotted by these Penals. And the Penals are going to try to nail that Sturmpioneer. Will almost succeed. And unfortunately for them, they're retreating. And yes, so despite the fuel advantage when it comes to the Soviets, we might see he knew that there was a mine there, so he threw a satchel charge. That's kind of funny. We might see that later the Soviets are going to run into trouble because they might not be necessarily pumping out the vehicles as fast as they could. As you can see, there's a tier 3 coming up, and I think that's going to be followed by tier 4 because 170 fuel, so why not get tier 4? And if you get a tier 4 at this point, with, you know, spending like 90 fuel on it, you're going to have enough for a T-34-76. And what does Eisenfaust have to counter T-34-76s? Nothing. So we'll see, we'll see. That would be a good choice. Another good choice would be a Katyusha, because of what the Germans are doing with that support gun. Katyusha can help shut it down, plus Katyusha can help deal with enemy infantry. Oh crap. Rip sniper. And that's why you need to be a lot more careful with the sniper now that he's only one guy. So Rip Sniper gets actually, firing squatted by a Volksgrenadier squad, which is not exactly what you would want your sniper to end up as. Meat for Volksgrenadiers, not the best. These things are usually best left dying. And I'm not sure why Segismundia went for an M42 AT gun. This thing is not the most effective thing in the world. And we do have the T-34-76 coming through. Still, I was saying, I just think that, saving up for the 120mm would have been more effective instead of going for an M42 AT gun. But then again, I generally tend to be a bit of a fanboy for the 120mm, and just don't listen to me when I talk about it. Because I just think it's the best thing. And it's pretty great. Enough satchel charge. Enough satchel charge. Enough flare satchel charge. And will he realize? No! Great. Well done. That was effective. And in the north, we do have a bit of a derp fight between PTRS-equipped Pinos, who somehow beat an upgraded Obersoldaten. What? I have no idea. Anyway, more PTRSs destroy the Cube Wagon. I just saw Klaus fucking, flying all over into the hedgerows. And oh boy, the T-34 just decided, hey, I'm gonna have a stroll through the middle, and he found a mine. That said, lots of mines going down from both players, especially the Germans, but the Soviets also not, not joking with these mines. I'm getting quite a few of those out and about, and I do like that. I do like that. Map control right now in the favor of the Germans, and the Germans also have quite a bit of extra manpower to work with, 500, and they're going for a Raketenwerfer. There's already one Raketenwerfer on the field, so that means 2 Raketenwerfers. Of course, because that T-34 hit a mine, it was spotted. And, sorry, I have to do something. It was spotted, and so now the Germans know that there's tank terror on the field, and they need to be afraid. So that's why there's a second Raketenwerfer, and I totally agree with the decision. I think it's going to help. Once again, the big problem I see with the Germans, though, is just their lack of versatile anti-infantry. As you can see right now, we have 1 Volksgrenadier, 1 Sturmpioneer, and 1 Obersoldaten as infantry units that can walk about and actually fight. And then we have a machine gun for defense, and a support gun for defense, and Raketenwerfers for defense. So despite the fact that, oh boy, and yeah, never mind, not even the Volksgrenadiers anymore. So despite the fact that in terms of the pop cap, it does not look to be that bad for the Germans. Well, it's about to get equalized slightly by that penal battalion going down. With 43 to 50, doesn't look all that bad for Eisenfaust. But if you read between the lines, you can see that the actual infantry versus infantry fights are going to go the way of the Soviets almost every time. And even if they aren't, the Soviet infantry will be in one place where the German infantry cannot be, because there's just more of it. Of course, with the destruction of that one penal, this is getting not as oh boy, just barely avoided that shoe mine. And yeah, it's getting a little bit better for the Germans, slowly but surely. But as it's getting better when it comes to the infantry for the Germans, it's getting worse when it comes to the armor. As you can see, we've got the T-34-76, and we're going to have a Katyusha rocket launcher soon enough. So if the Katyusha can be used well, and it looks like, yeah, the Schwer Panzer headquarters will get spotted. Panzer headquarters, which is building up some more Obersoldaten, not the worst decision ever, because again, he's lacking infantry. And he's going for a third truck, which means King Tiger. 200 fuel in the bank means that the King Tiger is actually relatively close. And with only one, 45mm AT gun on the field for Segismundeo, it's not going to be the greatest thing ever. Not going to be the greatest thing ever. T-34-76 on the field, still doing its own thing, and now it's going to get used to protect the north, capture the north, protect the north. Actually, very lucky to send combat engineers there because of the booby trap. And yeah, when it comes to the map control, it's getting better for the Soviets, of course, on account of their superior manpower that they field. However, they are gonna need to be afraid of what is going to be coming out for the Germans, and Segismundeo is not really preparing for that as much. I mean, with this Katyusha at this point, if I were Segismundeo, I would be thinking, well, I haven't been able to cut the enemy fuel in the north for a long while, and there goes another Pino. Very unfortunate. I haven't been able to cut... Oh, did he really get... It's a bad decision. I think, at least. Or maybe it's not the worst decision, because he doesn't even have Volksgrenadiers, so... Yeah, I guess might as well pick it up with the Obersoldaten. You know, if it's a question between Obersoldaten and Sturm Pioneers, though, I'd rather pick it up with the Sturm Pioneers. Oh, well, he picked up the PTRS, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about. Second Katyusha barrage on the way. Looks like it was in the south. It actually exploded a mine. Not bad. Still, though, again, I would be thinking, I haven't been able to cut the enemy fuel for a while. So, since I couldn't do that for a while, it means that they've gotten a lot of fuel, which means that they're getting out some armor. And I'd be afraid of that. Wow. Is that going to be another wipe? Yep. Well deserved. I mean, needs to be a lot more careful about his infantry. It's not like he was microing anything else. So that was just a bit of a huge micro lapse. He had more mines coming down in the north. That's fine. Interestingly enough, not using the PMD 6 anti-personnel mines, which is, I mean, you might as well do that because they're cheaper. And a second T-34 is on the field for Segismundeo. So no Su-85. Not sure. At least he gets the kill on one of those Obersoldaten, and might wipe out the Sturm Pioneers as well if he gets a lucky shot. No, he does not. Yeah, okay, so the T-34s own the south mostly, and if you can keep these alive and get them up to Ved 1, they can be very, very good because they can capture points. So, yeah, that's what they're going to mean. You need to be careful. And I like how the T-34 is just kind of randomly shooting at where mines could be. Although the mine here already exploded due to the Katyusha barrage. And yeah, he's going to meet the machine gun. Katyusha rockets coming down on the Schwerpanzer. I mean... Yeah, okay, they destroyed the gun crew, which, you know, not good because there was veterancy on it. And the Soviets once again recaptured the southern VP, thus equalizing the VP. It's 346 for the Soviets versus 378 for the Germans. And the Germans are about to lose the superiority, but they do have the KT on the field. So with no AT guns for Segismundeo, who has just gone for 2 more Dushka heavy machine guns. So Dushka heavy machine gun, not exactly sure that that's the best idea ever. Because, you know, it may be a Deshaka, maybe strong, but, yeah, like, what are 3 Dushka gonna do? Like, there's only so much enemy infantry that you need to deal with. And, funnily enough, here comes the Sturm Pioneers, you know, to just take everything. Although the King Tiger is very, very ballsily showing the rear armor to a potential flank from the south, you know, from the Allied base. And right now, there's no ATs on the field. Well, they are on the field, there's just no ATs that can protect this King Tiger. King Tiger is now going to be set upon by 2 T-34 76s from the rear, but the T-34s do not block the Tiger. What they needed to do was just mash the S button, which is the stop key, and if you mash this... What? Rocket barrage on the T-34s. That's interesting. If that had been done, the T-34s would have blocked the KT and prevented it from moving. And since that was not done, not the T-34, the KT was able to just phase through the T-34s. And yeah, that's too bad. Ram? What? No! What? You can't follow it up with anything! What? Your T-34 is dead, and now your second T-34, well, not dead, but almost dead. So you can't move it in, and so you just lost the T-34 for nothing. That's very sad. See, like, not even if this was like a PaK-40 would that have been too effective, because it's like, it's a KT. This thing has a lot of HP. One AT gun is not gonna destroy it in any, you know, reasonable amount of time. Especially not the M45, which does not penetrate. And even if it did penetrate, it does not do any damage. Like, this thing just does not do damage. And oh no, why is the T-34 still up here? It's one one shot from death. So needs to be a lot more careful about your T-34s. Yeah, at least we've got a Su-85 coming in, and at least we do have some moves in the south to capture some points. North recaptured by AT gun, and yeah, this does kind of change dynamics a little bit. Königstiger is going to get repaired relatively easily, and what Sakis Mondeo needs, well, other than using his T-34 as well, is trying to lure the King Tiger into some kind of trap. King Tiger still kind of decides to move up north. As you can see, the AT gun is completely worthless against it. Just gets killed by the Pinto-mounted machine gunner. And now, with the Su-85 on the field, King Tiger is going to have to be a lot more afraid. Triple cap is established by the Soviets, but they need to be careful to just keep this thing alive, and they will if they can. Yeah, okay. Ebersoldan pushed back. So that's a triple cap, and the Germans need to do something about it. Probably the north is going to be the first target to recover, because it's the closer one, and yeah, why not? Also the center. So it's going to get repaired again, and yet another T-34-76 for Sakis Mondeo. Honestly, at this point, I would have just gone with more Su-85s, especially because you've got Su-85 bulletins, so might as well just use these. And Su-85s are pretty great, just as a whole. When you're only facing KTs on a map like, you know, Холодная Ферма Winter, which, I mean, Su-85s just work pretty well on this map, so why not use them? That's my thought, at least. Oh no, Katyusha rockets. What shall we ever do? Now there's a Panzer IV on the field for the Germans, and wait, did he just use the wrong satchel charge? That's sad. T-34-76 also tries to move in and flank, but he hits a mine, so T-34-76 is gonna die, and what the hell? T-34 up here dies to the Raketenwerfer for no real gain, and the Su-85 was not brought up, so just, oh my god, total uncoordination between the different groups of Soviet forces. However, the King Tiger does eat an anti-tank satchel by the Penals, so now at least it's gonna be slowed down a little bit for a few more minutes. And Su-85 on the field can use focus sight to get some pot shots on the Königstiger, but this is a problem. Here comes the Panzer IV. Panzer IV should not have gone so close to the VP. It should have skirted around the VP so that it did not give its position away to the Soviet player. And well, because of that, the Su-85 was able to escape. If he had gone around, maybe the Su-85 would have just stayed here, and the Panzer IV might have gotten the flank and destroyed the Su-85 as well. So yeah, not the best position to be in. Katyusha's still on the field, still firing its rockets, and that's going to be a great asset to Sakis Mondeo when we get into the late game, which, well, we already have. But, you know, progressing forward into the game, if Sakis Mondeo can use this Katyusha correctly, like, he can really wipe out a lot of enemy units and really prevent them also from blobbing up and concentrating effectively into one area, also preventing them from just kind of sitting anywhere, like trying to cap a point, sitting perhaps a little bit too close together. You can just Katyusha barrage that and put an end to it. As you can see, this is why the M45 AT gun just does not work. If this was a Panzer IV, by the way, it would be the same. This thing does not have the penetration at all. So yeah, Su-85 cannot be everywhere. So now that there's only one Su-85, the Soviets need to be a lot more careful until they get a second Su-85, which they are doing right now. And that's a good idea. I mean, you need an extra Su-85 to deal with at least the King Tiger. Then if you add the Panzer IV into the mix, you do need at least 2, if not 3. So yeah. Yet another satchel charge attack, and well, finally it seems like the Germans will be putting up a little bit more infantry support for the KT, and the Su-85 might have been able to get the kill on the KT had it not been for that P4, so pretty good purchase on the P4. Lucky Su-85 avoids, you know, the retribution shot from the Panzer IV. Panzer IV is trying to move in, but the second Su-85 is now going to prevent him from moving in. So it's a bit of a, it's kind of a counterfest. I don't know how to put it. It's a bit of an escalation. It's like, ha, I have a King Tiger. Haha, I have an SU. Aha, I have a Panzer IV. Aha, I have another SU. I don't know, whatever. And yeah, I mean, bit of a stalemate. Of course, just caps the north with the engineers, but the other engineers come in and clean those up, recapture the VP. And with the Germans down to 200, it's starting to get better when it comes to the VPs for the Allies, but as a whole, the situation is a lot more in favor of the Nazis than it was a few moments ago. A few moments, well, a few minutes, but hey, you understood what I meant. So right now it's gonna be a question of the Soviets trying to play the VP game, and they're doing so fairly well actually. And the Free Maxims are helping them out in that quite a bit, because of course, if they send if the Germans send any unit to recapture these points that were captured that are not supported by the tanks, then the Maxims, sorry, not the Maxims, the Dushkas can just easily prevent that from happening. However, again, it's just kind of a problem of where the tanks are. If the tanks are anywhere scary, well, they can do it. If the tanks are not where they're required, then the Germans are going to lose. Saws about that. And yeah, that's gonna be about it. Like, we need to see if the Soviets can really protect these VPs, because at this point I just don't see the Soviets ticking off any other victory condition. Like, I don't think the Soviets are gonna win by attrition with the KT on the field, with Obersoldaten getting vetted up, and with, you know, just German infantry piling up. Although, if the Katyusha rockets can get lucky, no, they can't. Okay. So they're gonna need to either get very lucky with the Katyusha and wipe out all the German infantry, and then use that opportunity to kill the KT. Because so far the main problem with the KT has been a lack of infantry support, which has allowed these Pinos to just get in and get satchel charges on the KT. But if that wasn't the case, then the KT would just be able to run rampant. So, to deal with the KT, if Eisenfaust uses his infantry correctly, which he's starting to do, then we're going to need to deal with the infantry somehow. And the main way that that's going to happen is going to be the Katyusha. And if the Katyusha can get lucky, then I guess there's a chance. If the Katyusha does not get lucky, then it's about trying to stall the KT and the P4. Just kind of stall the armor, make sure that it does not have any chances to really run rampant, and try to win by VPs, because the Germans are down to 124. So just a triple cap is going to be 2 minutes of lifetime for Eisenfaust. And yeah, if the Soviets can get that, then they're in a good spot. If not, they're in a bad spot. Really now, rocket barrage from machine gun. Is this going to be a big push from the Germans? Probably, but the King Tiger hits a mine. That's a bit of an issue. Pushed up without the minesweepers, despite the fact that the minesweepers were there. Man, why do people even buy minesweepers anymore if they do not use them? Anyway, the Su-35s are trying to deal with the P4. One of the Su-35s will go down, but the P4 also probably will die. Yep, it is dead. And now, with the P4 dead, the KT does not really have any support. Although, what is the Su-35 doing? No! No! Okay, gets lucky, and he is able to escape. Nope, he's not able to escape. Why did the Su-35 move through a burning wreck into a place where he knew there was a KT? What the Su-35 had in terms of advantages at that point was that he was against a KT, and he was an Su-35, and the KT did not have his P4 anymore. So the Su-35 could have just sat at long range, just kind of taking pot shots at the KT, kiting back, and making sure that the KT did not have the chance to get any shots on him. So because of that failure, now the KT is going to escape, and we have lost both veteran Su-85s, at least from the perspective of the Soviets. Not good. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, by the way. Use the focus sight. Now, of course, there's a Raketwerfer that can support. And oh no, don't move into the Raketwerfer. I mean, main gun destroyed. Actually, it might die. Nope, it does not. Lucky as hell that only half HP damage was dealt. Like, that was like 5 Raketwerfer shots, and yet he did not kill the Su-85, which is incredibly lucky. Once again, misses. Wow, that's lucky. Holy shit. Still, the Su-85 is in big trouble. Tries to escape. Raketwerfer does not get the shot. Panzer Headquarters gets a few shots in, though, into the rear. And now that the Su-85 is trying to escape, he will get into the firing range of another Raketwerfer. But the other Raketwerfer does not have the line of sight to fire, so Su will escape. And he will escape with the kill of one of those big Tigers. So, yeah, that is a good tally for him. And, you know, a big loss for the Germans, although they're going to get the second chance soon enough. They've got 260 fuel, 900 manpower, so that means the second KT is coming. In the meantime, Soviet infantry is dying left and right, these Obersoldaten. So, yeah, 2 Penals both died from the Obersoldaten, so that's not good at all, and it's gonna get worse if the Germans can just continue to wipe out enemy infantry units, because this is the advantage that has kept the Soviets in the game for most of these last few minutes. It's the fact that the Soviets had the map control. They had better infantry, and thus they had map control. But now the Soviets have lost most of their infantry, and the Germans still have quite a few units, so they can get map control pretty much with impunity. Oh boy, who's gonna win there? If I were the T-34, I'd try to ram. Well done. Okay, so only 75 points are left for the Germans, and there's a KT. What? Why do you have idle units? Okay, finally moving out, but why do you have idle units when you have 5 units on the field? I will never know. Also, why are you keeping the support gun up here when you don't have any line of sight? I don't know. So, of course, the Königsjäger tries to move in to deal with the Soviet infantry around here, deals with the AT gun, destroys it, and then decides to back into the Su-85. Oh no, what are you doing? Oh, are there any mines? I don't see any mines. That's lucky for the KT. Had there been any mines over here, this would be a pretty easy kill. But once again, the Su-85 can get just very good long-range shots with impunity. And that's not what the KT wants. As you can see, already half HP going down the toilet for the King Tiger. That's absolutely wasted resources. HP on vehicles is a resource. Because guess what? With half HP, this KT cannot really fight. So, yeah. What Segismundo needs to do is he needs to get some infantry on the field and maybe a T-34-76. The reason why is that the T-34 would be very helpful against the actual Obersoldaten, because it can be where the KT maybe is not, because it's fast, and you just send it and try to kill the Obersoldaten squads, or at least, you know, scare them and make them retreat, because they can't do anything against the T-34. So just make them run away, and yeah, you're gonna be a happy man. However, it's not happening, and the Obersoldaten can just kind of, you know, Terminator through the Soviet infantry. As you can see, that's going pretty well for them. Wow, that was unexpected. I didn't expect these guys on the fringes of the formation to die. That's actually a big win, because it allows the Soviets a lot more leeway to deal with the German infantry, because it's only one Obersoldaten squads, and oh my god, 2 Su-85s trying to deal with one Obersoldaten. That's just kind of like, I don't know. Oh boy. Are the Obersoldaten going to kill the Katyusha? Most likely not, but Okay, King Tiger comes up here and tries to cap the northern VP. Yes, the King Tiger is trying to cap because he's not moving up the Rekenwerfer. Use the Rekenwerfer to cap. Why are you not doing that? Oh, well, not doing that. And at least he is able to force away that machine gun. There's a double cap enforced by the Germans. And if they can keep this somehow, you know, going, then the Soviets are going to be hard-pressed. Well, maybe not hard-pressed, but they're going to be at least pressed to do something. Still, though, here comes two Su-85s trying to deal with the KT, and they can't do absolutely anything about these Oberstland. And with the Rekenwerfer being around, there's also nothing they can deal with, there's also nothing they can do about the Königstiger. So this is not the best position to be in if you're the Allies. No. Cap the VP. You've only got 42 VPs left. Get the VP and get the triple cap. There's also a capping attempt coming into the center, and the south is completely devoid of German forces. So what I would do if I were Eisenfaust is I would send the Panzer IV to the center or to the south to defend there. And I would leave the north to the Oberstland as he's doing. That's good. Because he absolutely needs to at least keep a one neutral, you know, at least 1-to-1 capping. So having 1 point his, 1 point enemies, and 1 point neutral, or a double cap at least, because otherwise he loses very quickly. Because even a double cap, oh boy, damn, even a double cap, that's a dead Panzer IV, by the way, with the Su-85s coming in. Even with a double cap, that's like, what, 1 every 3 seconds, so it would be 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and he loses. There goes the Panzer IV, as expected. South gonna get recaptured by some Pinols, that's good. And the KT tries to do something about the Su-85s, but, you know, Su-85s are just gonna kite back, and the Soviets have the advantage of time. They can trade time for, well, time for time. And I'll explain. Time is in time of VPs for time to rebuild their units. Of course, losing Su-85s is not the best way to accomplish this. KT, however, sitting here is not doing much, and no, why is he moving in? Okay, destroyed the Su-85, and that's the end of the Soviets now, is it? Because there's nothing they can do. Well, I mean, there is something. Again, they can try to be as defensive as possible, right? And then rebuild the Su-85 force, or there could actually be another way, which is just build T-34s. Just build T-34s and use your infantry. As you can see, oh boy, is the demo charge gonna kill all these Pinols? It's possible. See, the reason why I'm saying just build T-34... Oh, he lost the Pinols to the demo charge. He's gonna try to cap it. Oh, is he gonna go for the VP? Is he gonna go for the triple cap? He's going for the triple cap. What I would do with Rekenwerfer is try to get to the VP down south. Is he doing that? No, why are you capping the strategic point? You have 40 VPs. Oh, no. No. Bad Rekenwerfer, bad. Bad priorities. Ah, no. He's actually looking at the KT. Bad priorities, you idiot. Look at this guy. This guy does not know what he's doing. He does not know what he's doing. Bad priorities. And because of this, the Soviets can hold onto the center if they just keep a unit in here. And there's a triple cap, so the Germans are down to 16 points. 16, 13, 10. As you can see, they're going down fast. 7 points. Can the Germans capture the south? 3 points, 1 point, 0 points, and that's a Soviet victory. Despite the fact that the Germans have 72 pop cap to 32, they've got a KT and a P4 and Obersoldaten and you know, endgame units, and the Soviets have a very damaged Katyusha and a couple of Pinols. Pay attention to VPs. I guess that's the only thing I can say. And I was gonna say, the way the Soviets can win this is if they just get T-34s and use them to take over the caps, because you get 3 T-34s, the KT can only be in 1 cap at the time. So you're going to have tanks at every 3 caps, and the enemy's only going to have the answer to 1 of those tank groups. But I guess that wasn't needed in the end, and Segismundo won anyway. So yeah, I want to thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.